Yeah, welcome to One with Fight Clan. I've got today with me Kung Fu Ricky again.
Just one second, just 1 second. Yeah. I was just on the phone to the police because I've been trying to find you for the last 4 weeks, and I found him and looking for him anymore. I don't know where he's been. Well, all will be revealed in this episode. So sorry for your trouble. Sorry, Steve. Go on, mate.
Right,
Good to see you.
So it's all sorted out, you see, because like you've just told them there, you've let them know you've found me. So I'm all here and we're all good. There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
I had two things on my list to find. One was the a 4K transfer subtitled "The Witless Cricket," and the other one was Finding Steve. I've just got one thing to do now.
what was the film? Cricket?
The Witless Cricket, a Shaw
The
Brothers
Witness?
film.
I don't know that one. Oh, well, obviously I don't know. It's a rares.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm talking a bit below your level of history level now, so I'll raise it back up.
That's the other way around. You're above my history level, aren't you?
Well, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of your audience, so I was just trying
Thanks,
to.
mate.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a few things that are hard. That the saw in the head scene comes in at number 3, and there's a few others on there, but I won't read them out on the show publicly.
Well, I like this. Are we saying that saw in the head thing, is that still not sorted? Because I haven't got that Arrow box set with all the Mandarin.
I've just done a book now, Big Boss, where it's photographic. But I actually watched The Big Boss with Raymond Chow in Hong Kong.
Right.
You know,
well, I mean, that's
this is not watching at home on a 65-inch TV with your mates. This is watching it with Raymond, right? Unfortunately, we had the Cantonese cut print at the time, which I was a bit disappointed with. He wasn't of good health, so I didn't really. When he finished, I walked over to his daughter, and there's a lot of people milling around, but nobody would approach him. And I think I said to Toby, he looks just like Mr. Burns.
What? The
from Simpsons
cartoon bloke, Simpsons,
yeah. That sort of, like 110, still going. You know what I mean? Like that with his fingers. So I wanted to. I said to a few people that were there, I said, he's healthy. Apparently, he's not so good, but I'll get him to see if he'll sign some. I went up and I took my photograph and I shook his hand.
Brilliant.
And we sat at the table. But prior to that, I'd spoken to various people about this. It never existed. It was shot. It was filmed. They may have screened it on the first screening, which is not. There's no photographs of in the screening room with Bruce and some others. There was like a little premiere.
All right.
The two most reasonable things I heard was one, that Raymond thought that the effect looked very cheap. Because what happens is people sit in the film, it's coming down and it stops. In your Mandela mind, when you watched it before, you think, no, I saw that saw go in. I rented it from the video shop. No, you didn't. It's not on your copy and not on the rest of us. They didn't sort of do, let's throw a couple in with the saw in the head scene in. Like Charlie Chocolate, was it the Wonka Factory golden ticket?
Yeah.
So that was one very sensible possibility. The film, it was filmed. It was there. And I think that the other one was that Raymond was concerned with the violence level because certain territories back then, like Singapore, were a bit, I mean, I can tell you the truth because you remember many years ago, me and Toby got out of a container down from Shepherd's Bush with loads of Singapore. We couldn't believe it. We bought some and we raced on to watch them. And then we put on we put one on. It was so badly cut. Some of the fight scenes just started and it ended with the bodies lying on the floor.
So that was even worse. The Singapore.
Deadly Joy
there was a copy of Big Boss in that container, was there? Singapore version?
No, but it showed me the level of censorship dished out by Singapore, even in the 90s. I think it was a duo with T Lung and that. They got
stuff. This stuff.
That's the stuff. Yeah, that's worth money, mate. That's worth money. Paul Dre on the phone.
This gear, yeah. Shepherd's Bush. Now, I wonder what the origin of that Shepherd's Bush stuff is, because that's where I got the stuff as well. It was in a vid shop.
I know the origin of it. The shop owner wanted to do some video. He liked kung fu movies, and they had a shipment that it sent over by sea. Just a random pile. Some of the sleeves didn't depict the movie.
No,
it was a real lucky bag. We grabbed some. People bought some. My mate Jack had some, I think. Me and Toby got some. Of course, it was straight home, VHS on. Burnt in subs on some of them. And some of them, though, the letterboxing, it wasn't letterboxing, cut off the subs. You know what I mean? You're like looking over.
Yeah.
And I think Deadly Duo is one of the ones we watched. And I'm sure it's Deadly Duo where they are, Raymond Chow, they're going up like a tower. And it missed it was like Game of Death. You missed like 5 floors. You know? Yeah. It was like they were trying to do their version of Game of Death. Boom. And it was very interesting because that's it. And so the other one is that Raymond was scared. And no matter what people say, that won't come to light. That print that was found there is the print that I believe they showed at the 1979 Bruce Lee convention. And it had most of the bits that we sometimes saw in the trailer, etc. That particular scene is gone. And it's never coming back. It's not in some Japanese room waiting for the moment to unleash it. It's not on some ranked videotape that they struck lucky. It's nowhere. It's nowhere. Never come up in. And you know something? Here's the silly thing. That cut is probably 1 to 2 seconds. It doesn't change the landscape of the film at all. It's like it's like when we watched First Mission, and there's like 2 complete fight scenes, or Game of Death where they found all extra footage, you know, and it turns it from like an 11-minute cut to like a 31-minute cut. It's nothing like that. It's just a scene. I started that off, I'm convinced, because in this thing I've just done, this Bruce Big Boss scrapbook, I found an article I did in Combat, and it's looking, you know, it's called the extracts of the Bruce Lee and what's missing. And I started that off there. There's some scenes that we found now, but I said the saw in the head scene, and and it got some letters in the feedback, and it sort of carried on. I believe I am the instigator of this.
That's the word.
And I tell you something: if you think you've seen it, you didn't. If you thought you saw it on the only print, I spoke with Toby about this. The only print it might have seen when it was first came out, or when it was viewed privately, would have been the Thai print.
All right.
That's the only way, because again, Toby has said to me, and he's not guaranteeing this. He said, you know, I know he'll probably shoot me down for saying this, but he reckons there's another scene at the table with the major boss. There's some stills, so there may be this new mysterious scene that was filmed. A lot of stuff when you're cutting does hit the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does it the outtakes, which is a shame, because nobody back in '69 was thinking keep those outtakes. One day when we do the 4K Blu-ray, somebody will pay for them. You know what I mean? Behind the big boss, you know. So it ain't gonna happen.
That's a good point.
But he said that there was possibly. He believed there was a still or something that showed something that wasn't in the movie. And I think it's Bruce ran the table with the big boss himself, but it was out of context to his other meetings. It could just be wrong. It might not have been there, but it's good to start another urban myth because people are now
100%. So we're going for the bit around the table. But you see, you did say there that you've believed that the Saw scene was never shot, but it may have...
No, it was definitely shot. It was definitely filmed. Okay. You can tell by the cameras. You've got one from them, one from the back. You've got the blood effect. They definitely filmed it.
Okay.
Without a doubt, they definitely filmed it. The stills man's there. And used that still on some lobby cards, like the Mexican and that. They've used that still. And I remember when I found the 8mm trailer of The Big Boss back in the day, and we saw a couple of scenes in there, like Bruce standing naked, and we thought, oh, there's more to this film. But I believe it was either taken out by Raymond saying it's got to go, and maybe he made some other cuts that we know nothing about, or it was because he thought the effect looked quite cheap.
Yeah.
When you're coming down with a saw, then you're going to cut to him with the saw with a cutout and blood. But I think Raymond, the truth is, I think Raymond felt it was a bit too violent.
Well, there could be some. Yeah, cool.
And was taken out because they were, for when it sold, it wasn't needed.
Yeah.
There is no other possible explanation.
Okay, but look,
never happened.
He's around for a long time, Mr. Burns Chow. Why didn't people just ask him?
Let me tell you something. They did.
Okay.
Later in life, Mr. Burns' memory's not so great. He's not looking at it like a fanatical Bruce Lee fan.
No, that's true.
It's like when people go to conventions, Doctor Who, and one of the guys at the panel said, this guy said to me, what happened in episode 31 when you was over there and you saw that thing, blah, 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 and the guy saying, I don't even remember filming that. They know more about me and that, and that's something with the Bruce Lee. The internet has gathered a lot of momentum. It's created a lot of factions out there of people always looking for the rarest picture, a rare moment. Now AI is going to kill all that. People say, oh, look at this, you know what I mean? Rare Bruce Lee footage, that rubbish. But I think he was asked, but he just dismissed it like, I don't remember. Maybe he did, but certainly when I met him, he was not, he probably didn't want to start asking such,
No, yeah, I don't blame you for not.
Fan-based questions.
Right, yeah.
It's just a movie to him. It's the movie that's made him. It's the movie that got his cut. That film should be his, on his living room, like a plaque, the film that saved Golden Arches. But, something, it's no big deal. It's a saw in the head. You know what I mean?
I have to say I agree with you.
If you want to see saws in the head, watch Saw.
Yeah. The thing is, you're right though. It's no big deal to him either. He's like, well, that's done. That's dusted.
Missing footage of any value or footage that has been rediscovered, like it has been in these new days. You know what I mean? For the releases, it's great, but it has to have some substance. It has to have, the only story beyond the saw in the head is that we've made a big thing of it. If I release The Big Boss tomorrow with the saw in head scenes, everybody would buy it again.
100%.
Ridiculous, isn't it? So there you go, filmmaker. When you're making a film, nick 2 seconds out of it, make it a bit of a, and then suddenly when death so I've got the uncut print here. This is the scene.
But as you say, they're not thinking that back then. We've got Bruce and Golden Harvest on this pedestal, but back then, like you said, they're just starting out. He's not a big star. It just doesn't. It's not the same.
All they thought about was cinema, TV.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's a good point. It's not even vid.
All this was gone. This was no vision for that. In fact, I remember Chow said, I remember Toby's donated a lot of films. The Hong Kong Film Archive was quite poor at keeping its history. It's quite poor. There is the one book I'd like to see when I went to the archive. Back in those days, there'd be a book like this. And the photographer, which is why you see so many stills, would have photographed the film as it was going through. Jackie's films. And it's a book, and it's probably got about 500 photos in. It's almost like a log line. I saw one it was in a case. I saw one in the film archive. And it's just from the beginning to the very end, and it's obviously done as some sort of continuity.
Yeah.
And Toby said to me they'd have done that for the Fist and that. So there is a book somewhere in the archive which would be worth at least 15 grand on eBay. of the 1969 photo shoot that goes all the way through it. You know what I mean? And
And
that's
that book that you saw in the archive, was that just for that one film? Was that?
yeah. They're gonna. I said, oh, this has got big. They don't. Then you in Hong Kong, they're not that. You know, they don't go off there and go down. You know, put a miner's hat on and say, well, we're off now to find this book. You know what I mean? The stupid thing is that Big Boss Print was there all the time we went in. We were so stupid. You know what I mean? That we didn't. So I said to Toby, it was eyes wide open. It's there all the time in plain sight. You know, and the Game of Death stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was there. So I don't know if there's much more to come on the Bruce situation. There's lots of myths of Enter the Dragon footage, behind the scenes where the dragon. I think there was a right time to bring this out if you wanted to make money, and that time's sort of at its moment, and it's gone by. So, you know, but it's just a myth. And more important, Steve, how you been? Where you been? You know,
well, I apologise for you not being able to get hold of me. Yeah, I've just been, you know, dealing with things that needed dealing with, so I had to take a little bit of a time out to deal with some stuff.
You sounded more like Brennan.
No. Well, hang on, not that bad.
Yeah. Because when you ask John a question, it's like, you know what, mate? No worries. You know, very limited answer to that. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Well, yeah, because
I presume, just moving the conversation over a little bit. Let's just remember, we had a good day at the Eastern Heroes Cup, didn't we, with the film crew?
Brilliant. Loved it.
I saw you beeline into the camera to get your 2 Pennyworth in.
Yeah, I did do some vids, but you see, now there's a story behind those vids. Because
is this a story you can tell, or is this a story that's just a shoulder shot?
I can tell this one because people might want to know what happened to those vids. And I did some in like the bit where you go out of where we were inside where your stalls are and stuff, and then you go through a little hallway, and then there's another big massive bit with computer blokes in there. In that bit, I did some vids, and they were all right, but they were a bit echoey. So then we decided to take it outside, out the back. But listen, mate, I thought it was windy, but man, I can't salvage some of that footage because it's just wind noises. So look, you live and learn. I made a big mistake. I was
thinking that your director skills were getting more like Low Way on the Big Boss.
It's part of the journey.
Steve behind the camera. He's got it sewn. He'll be there. Yeah.
Wait, no. Now, hang on, though. I weren't behind the camera, right? My brother's wife, Jo, she was behind the camera. Remember, I was the one doing the chats. Not all the chats, obviously. Yeah.
So you were just like an AD then?
Yeah, right. Now I've learned. Now you've got to, I've got to learn from these things, and it's part of the journey, because without that happening, I wouldn't know. Now, I even had one of those little furry, not the pop filter, the one furry one for wind, and I went, I'm not going to need that. I'm not saying it would have worked, but I could have at least tried that. Anyway, what I could have done, right, is done a testing. It's too windy out here. Or done one vid and gone, can't hear that. Nah, just carried on doing them. So that was the problem there. But I do have some that are salvageable, but a lot of it weren't. Now, luckily, Simon Gardner's one, I think that one's wrecked. But, you know.
Did you, what I was also referring to, did you actually go on the documentary? Did you let it be known? Did you talk to the camel for Toby's documentary?
Look, I was very lucky I got the point. That's what I got. You told me, you said there'll be people in there that get this point. And I got the point from the Taiwan crew, and this. I got that and then this. And honestly, I was over the moon. Very honoured to get the point and the come on. And so, yes, I did get to go on that. And I absolutely...
It cost me 50 quid to get that guy to do that.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
He said, "There's no. We got. Put him on the top of the list. Give him that. You know what I mean?" I said, he will bring value. He will bring value to the documentary.
Yeah, come on. You might not get your 50 quid.
I said to them, you need people that have been here for a long time. You need a balance of the new people plus the old gangster people that have been around since the Chinatown days. You see the guy there with the beard, yeah?
I bet they were confused by that because they looked at me and went, "You don't look like he's been around for ages," because he's
Yeah,
all like young.
yeah. And Toby backed it up. Yeah, you need to talk to him.
Ah, listen, lads, I appreciate it because it was better than I could have imagined. I loved it. They didn't need to ask me too much because, as you know, I just got into the flow and just got going. But honestly, they were brilliant to me. They allowed me to do some things that I never thought I would be able to do because they asked me.
Any what you were talking about there? They picked
Well, I mean, I don't see. The thing is, right? I might do a Brennan and keep them secrets, but the truth is, they probably won't ever come out because I don't think they'll be in the vid. But they gave me the
your stuff will be sore in the head material out.
maybe right, exactly. But we just got to make sure we keep hold of it for the 20K version in some time. But
No, I think it's good. I mean, I think they got what they wanted. Toby was pleased. They wanted a cross section of fans. We put that together quite quickly because originally we were sitting here, and they were going to chat to me and a couple of other people scattered around, and we were wanting to do one in Chinatown as well. You know what I mean? But that we couldn't arrange it in time. But I think, and there's a good turnout of people. Good turnout of people. Tell people there's a camera, there's a film crew, Pax. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends, don't it?
Tell them it's my birthday party. You know what I mean? We'll be loose pickings. You know what I mean?
No, of course not. See, the thing is, it depends who you're telling. Because my guess is the reason Brennan never showed up is because he wanted to dodge the camera. That's my guess. What do you think?
No. He had issues. No. He gave me the same story as you gave me about yours. That's why I said you sound like Brennan.
He basically didn't give you a story. Yeah.
There was a story. There was a story.
Yeah. Well,
story. But he wasn't prepared to. He just went, I just word verbatim. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, sort some things out. You know what it is, and a bit of shoulder shrugging. And I rang him up and said, I can't believe he didn't come down. Toby was so wanted him on that documentary.
Did he really? Yeah.
And he didn't come. We even messaged him. Because, and it was no. So there was a story, and I hope it wasn't nothing too bad.
Yeah.
Because he helps me on the store.
I know. He ended up dashing Pritchard on there, didn't it? You end up dashing Simon Pritchard on there. I noticed he was sitting there all sweating.
John Brennan.
No
Brennan. John is just a knowledge when it comes to talking to him. You know what I mean? He delivers. If you went to a mechanic, you'd want the guy that sat there about 60 years old with his overalls on that could just talk engines. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love him.
That's it. But he's rares, and that's why we need to get him before he turns into Raymond Chow and can't be bothered or can't remember. So he's rares.
I think it's going that way right now.
See what I mean? See what I'm saying? Anyway, so it was good, that Kung Cafe. And obviously we're talking about when we went to the Kung Fu Cafe, and there was a time when his film crew there who were doing a documentary, which I believe is just called Toby, is it? Or has it not got a title yet, this documentary?
I don't know if that's a selling title, Toby.
Well, I mean, I like it. What's it going to be called? Do we know?
It's not the small group. I don't know what it is. It will be. I'm hoping it will cater for both the real hardcore, versus, the new people, because there is nobody on this. I can tell you this without any contradiction, anybody popping up. There is nobody in the world on Toby's level with Hong Kong films. If they got him to do some of these extras, they would blow them away with his information. I laugh when I say, put me on there. I think we're just using, why don't you go for somebody that was on the set that has actually done things with these people? You know what I mean?
I know.
It's a knowledge that you just can't comprehend. It's scary. I used to do a thing with Toby years ago in the film. I used to put a VHS on and play like the first 3 seconds, a random scene from the movie, and it'd go, crazy horse, and within seconds it'd be like, horse boxing killer. I go, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's phenomenal.
definitely, yeah.
Like
Good man.
everybody else doing these audio tracks, and me included, you might do your internet research, but you'll never, ever, because he's got stories, because he lived out there. He
That's it.
went on films. He was in there. He got close with a lot of people. Jackie, Gangly, them all. He has stories that surpass anybody else's story. Unless you're talking to an actual member of the cast, you know what I mean? They will never
Yeah,
ever
exactly.
get the information like he could give to them.
Oh, it's impossible.
And even I have to. I haven't seen some films. You have to do some internet research, and it's good. I've got some stories I can fold into it because of the length of time I've been out, in it. But with Toby, it would be brilliant information. And so, I don't know who watches this, but you should go there. He won't do it for free, but you're getting exclusives that that you'd love to hear. And I think he should just be given all the Shaw Brothers stuff, and then he'd
Yeah,
sit there and do it because his knowledge is and I say that for my love for Toby, because without him I wouldn't be where I am now. It's my making a partnership with him, his knowledge and my mouth that sort of navigated like a 10-year relationship out there.
yeah. Good team. Exactly. Yeah, it was a
And
good
then
team. You can't recreate those times, like you say. You can't put yourself in those scenarios. He was there. He was living it. And let's face it, he wouldn't have been. I doubt he was making notes and stuff like that. This is just stuff what he was doing at the time, and
some
he does
people are
need
really
to
good at
talk about it.
retaining information, and there's nothing better than being there or being with people that were on the set. If you've lived in England and you've never been to Hong Kong, you've never been on a film set, you've never met any stars, you're then giving third and fourth hand information,
Yeah,
and you're hoping if you were there, then it's completely different because you visualize things. When I go on set of movies, I see things. You know what I mean? You can re-encounter because I was there. You know, I
yeah.
remember. I've been on a few sets, and but Toby was there in the golden era. Him and Wayne Archer, and that,
Hmm.
and being in the films. You know what I mean? So it's worth documenting. It's worth this documentary. Hopefully, will allow him to show.
I hope so. Yeah.
He's a quiet guy. He's not really attention-seeking guy, is he?
No,
He's very
no.
Jews, very in the background.
Very,
But
very much so.
if you get in a
But
conversation with him, you'll be like,
100%. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, because he's a lovely, lovely fella. But yeah, you have to allow him the time to open up or whatever, like you said. But
right now as we speak,
yes.
he's away in Taiwan, and he's popping over to Korea to go around Wong's house,
Oh well, what as you do.
as you
I
do,
mean,
as you do, popping over
yeah.
there. Well, I mean, he spent a couple of weeks staying with Bruce Lee.
Brilliant.
You know,
Yeah, excellent.
so you can't, he's good mates. One of his close friends is Alexander Lowe Ray, and it was,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and that, so he's forged some good friendships. And this is where you get your meaty stuff from. You know what I mean?
I know you only need to ask one little question. It's like, I asked him about Low Ray, and he said to me, "Oh no, he don't even like the Kungs. He thinks they're silly." I'm like, "Oh my god, he's been in some of the best films,
I was
doing brilliant Kung."
I was making a film which never got released in Taiwan with Toby, and Gangly was the director.
Yeah.
And there was a guy in there, a bald-headed guy. He'd done one film. I can't remember. It was with Auntie. It was like a mod. It was like a Charlotte. It was a period. It didn't do very well. I can't remember what it was called now.
Okay.
And he was on there. He was one of the leads. And he turned around and like a classic. Do you remember Charlene Red Master?
Yeah, with Chin Kun Chun. Yeah.
No,
No.
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 Shaolin Red Master.
Well, that's not a Cheek and Chun film, no.
I think you have to edit this bit out.
Why? Why? No. We have to show real stuff. Why? Who's Shaolin Redmaster then? I thought that was the name of a Chen Kun Chin film. No,
You've seen the film, haven't you? You've seen the film. Listen. I could be wrong,
right?
but I'm going to double check. It could be wrong. I think Ching and Chu was in it.
Oh, all right. I thought he's on the.
No, there's
they don't.
no. There's another one. Maybe I've got the wrong film.
Right. Well, you
No,
said
no,
it out then.
no. I have, mate.
All right.
You better edit it out. Yeah. You have edited it out. It was the one that film with the horses. We released it, I think we called it Raiders of Wu Tang.
Oh, with Sonny Yu or Ronnie Yu.
Sonny Yu.
Ronnie. What is his name? Is his name Sonny or Ronnie? Sonny Yu. Yeah, is it Sonny Yu? Yeah, that's
Sonny
right.
Yu.
He's holding his leg. He looks a little bit like Low Ray, a muscly bloke. Yeah.
Another one that turned his back on it, hated it. I mean, I think when he became a taxi driver, and yet he had that potential, same as the guy was filmed with. Yeah. Sorry, I got Rich on that. We released that. Yeah. We released that. Raiders of the Wu Tang.
Yeah, that's right. I've got a shot of the box. He's holding his leg up and all that.
That's
yeah,
right.
he's
They
excellent.
want to know. They want to know. Pulled out of the industry. Some people do a bit disillusioned. You know what I mean? And so the same with this guy I was filming with. And I'll try. I wonder if I can find the auntie's name. Was it Cara Hung, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, Wah Ying Hong, yeah, Cara Wei. Yeah.
I'm just going to try and have a quick look at the filmography.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, definitely. Let's have it. We've got to try and find this fella. I can't believe that Raiders bloke. Is he Sonny Yu or Ronnie Yu? I think he's Sonny Yu, isn't it? Yeah. I honestly thought that was brilliant, that film. He was great. And yeah, I never saw him ever again. Was it? I think he
did a couple of films.
Did he? Right. Don't think I saw him in nothing else.
I'm trying to find this film that she did.
And what a strange film as well, that Raiders, because it was available. It was there. It always amazes me sometimes what films were available to us, because that was one that was quite, I don't know, it was in your face. You know what I mean?
It was a great film.
It was good. Yeah.
And
wearing gold horses and stuff, wasn't it?
We released it, and anyway, while I'm doing this, you're coming this weekend. Yeah, it's my 65th birthday today, as we're.
Yeah, okay. I did think it was today, but don't go into things like that yet, because remember you asked me what I thought of the Taiwan film crew and the this and the this, and look, I've got one story there. Is I done the chat. She was a little confused at how much chat I was doing, but it turns out at the end she said to me, "Oh, you want to send a message to director?" I was like, "What do you mean send a message?" She's like, send a message. And I said, "Well, yeah, well, you mean Joseph?" And she said, "Yeah." I went, "Yeah, of course. I mean, if you don't mind." So she hit record and allowed me to. I mean, I wasn't prepared for that, but it don't matter. It's in here, isn't it? It's natural. So I just sent him a message of what I think of him and all that. And then she said to me, "What about, other director? You mentioned Dragon Lord and this, that, and the other." And I said, "Well, who? Chan directed that." And she was like, "No, the director, the other director." I said, "What, Chan Chi Hua?" She went, "Yeah." She said, "Well, do you want to send him a message?" So not only was it brilliant that I got chosen to do the chats, the fact that I got to send personal messages to those two via that crew, I mean, I never knew that was going to happen. So this is what happens if you show up and turn up at these things and get to this. Because, I mean, that was amazing for me. Amazing. Dream come true stuff.
Raymond, who turned up, made a rare appearance. He had met them in Taiwan before, and they treated him really nicely. You know what I mean? So he was. They remembered Raymond. You know what I mean? Which I thought was quite nice.
He done a rares. Didn't you pick him up? And did he stay with you? Did he?
Stayed with me. Yeah, stayed with me. We won't talk about that.
Oh, what? All right, secrets version. Okay, yeah.
Government's gonna be like you. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Okay,
yeah, just shrug your shoulders and say, "Yeah, you know what I mean." Just whatever. Yeah. So it was brilliant. I was very glad.
This film was called Legend of the Tiger. We released it, and it was Alexander Lowe, Kara, but the guy in it, I think his name was, and I could stand be corrected, I think it was Eugene Chen, and he's the monk in it. He's on the cover that we put out, and he was the same. Toby says he's a great martial artist. Coming as a favour for Gangly, but didn't want to get interested in the film industry. You know what I mean? Prefer to just do normal jobs. Yeah.
What's the name of this film again? Legend of who?
Legend of the Drunken Tiger. We released it on Eastern Heroes. We released it through TVB. Some people have this film in their collection, the completists.
Yeah, so I've got a shot of him. Yeah, don't know him because
there should be a sleeve somewhere on.
3 films it says he's been in. Well, Hong Kong anyway on that database. Ninja: The Final Duel.
No, he
Legend
pulled
of Drunken.
it up. Didn't want to know.
Oh, Fist of Legend 2, that one.
That's how he got it. Yeah, that's how they got him in. Yeah, got to totally run for that one. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, and it came out again. We released it, and then we gave it to Darmish, who put it on. And if you go to Google now and type in Legend of the Drunken Tiger and pull up the images, you'll see the one from Dragon DVD. That's him on the front cover. And you see there's a sleeve there, quite a nice sleeve that was done for Darmish's release on Dragon DVD. Yeah, you see it? It's like the monk. Looks like a Jet Li pose.
The one where he's holding up he's doing the drunken stuff. Yeah, okay.
That's it.
That's the fella, is it?
Like that people won't know. About this time, the sleeve will appear between me and Steve, and then it'll fade off again.
You're getting used to it, mate. You know that's going to happen for sure. But look, watch this, right?
Even more interesting making that film was me hanging around with John Liu. That was even better.
Why was he there?
John Liu was my costume, was my wardrobe.
Your wardrobe bloke?
That was the best surprise Toby ever gave to me. You know what I mean? He'd come onto the set, he was helping out a bit, and he wouldn't do a kick. I asked him. But I'll tell you a little story. This is just one for the people. I've mentioned this before. So we're all there filming in Taiwan, and I've got a bit pally with John Liu. He comes up with some stories, John Liu, you know what I mean? Mongolian, from a Mongolian rich family and etc. But he said to me, Rick, Friday night, we're going to the town. I said, oh, okay, why? We're going to Snake Alley. Oh, really?
What's it called? Snake Alley?
Snake Alley. I said, oh, what's that? He goes, Rick. We go down there, they serve us snake soup, which we'll drink. And as we're drinking, the women are in cages, dancing like this. And as you drink, you become very, you'll become very strong. I said, I'm in. Me and John Liu are going to Snake Alley. There's a movie there somewhere, I'm sure. Rick and John, Snake Alley. All week, Toby will tell you, I'm on about Snake Alley because the food I was getting was awful. It was all like Raiders of the Lost Ark banquet, eyes and stuff. So I thought, can't wait. Friday night comes, we get a cab. As we're pulling up to Snake Alley, the police have raided it and are closing it down. I can't tell you how gutted I was.
I bet.
I end up going around a department store with John Liu looking for underwear for him.
For him?
Yeah, he's looking for some boxes and stuff. So, couldn't make it up, could you?
No, you couldn't. Why did he need underwear? What's he done to it?
I have no idea. Maybe he thought, he was out with me. He wanted to, for later on.
He knew he'd need new ones, yeah. And which country is this?
Taipei, Taiwan.
And what? And he doesn't know where to buy underwear, and he's asking you to help him out.
No, it wasn't. We just sort of had to move on. We had to go and find somewhere to eat. We went into a shopping mall, and suddenly, we see some stuff, and he goes, "Oh, what do you think of these, Rick?" Oh, yeah, right. Can you do a 12 o'clock kick in them? Let me see how that looks.
And you're telling me you never managed to get him to do any boot, no?
Toby will tell you, money. Yeah, he wouldn't
Really?
Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. It was a big thing during there. But it was. I posted a few photographs of me and him, but it was quite a surreal moment in Taiwan. John Liu as your butler.
I mean, I mean, it's madness.
Richard Ty Gangley commanded a lot of respect from people, you know what I mean? So he's there. It was worth going that way just to say, I hung out with John Loon.
I mean, it's brilliant. It's
You know,
brilliant story.
these stories you cannot make up. You've got to live the life. No other people won't have these stories. They'll meet people in interview situations. Go on a film set. Go in a restaurant. Go and hang out with somebody for the evening, and see how it turns. And it was I forget now even the comedian's name. It was the black comedian who was the going to be. There was also Mike Kelly was there, who was related to Jim. Mike Kelly does all the artwork. He was in it. I was the card dealer croupier because I could do a bit of magic, and I had to fan the cards. And I was like, it was like a got a gambler scene for me. You know, never made it. They lost the audio M&E. So I'm sure Toby's got it somewhere. I'd love him to bring it out and just let me see it in action. If you scan my Facebook page, you'll find a photograph of me and John Luke to put in as a visual.
All right, I'll have a look through the thousands of photos rather than you just send it to me. I'll scour through.
I'll send you one.
Thanks, mate. Well, that'll save me some time. Is this the fella? Is that Legend of Drunken Tiger bloke?
It hasn't come up on my screen yet. It's still searching because my internet's rubbish at the moment.
Oh,
it's the guy in the Wong Fei Hung look, yeah, with the thing, yeah.
Yeah, all right. But I still need you. Was it not come up? Was it spinning round? Is it?
Yeah, Wheel of Death.
Yeah, I got. Well, we're lucky that you're even here. But anyway, I think this is the bloke he's talking about. If it ain't, well, I'll have to edit it out. Although no.
If you want to clarify, if you want me to sort of clarify, then send me a messenger and I'll just endorse it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like real stuff. It don't matter if it ain't right. That'll make it even better.
Yeah. So that's it. So so that's
more real
story. You know what I mean? But I think when people reach out to do audio tracks, you really need to find people that are there. You know what I mean? Some people, like you got Mike and that, are in on comp. They're there all the time, so they can bring more factual stuff to it. And Arnie,
yeah, correct.
And Frank goes off and meets, but you need. I think you need to bring a bit of color to the story. You know what I mean? A bit of color, rather than just.
Well, I agree.
Rather than just factual. Here we go. You know what I mean? This film was shot in 1976. Yeah, we all know that. Let's talk about the time you had a game of strip poker and lost.
Exactly right. That's all well and good, the stuff that research you can do, and you get stuff off the internet, like you say, factual stuff.
And that's not necessarily factual. You need first-hand material. You need first-hand material.
Because they're the one-off stories.
You're living in Hong Kong and you're out there, it's great. You know what I mean? Because you meet people. If you get onto some film sets, it's great. But to just talk about a film that you only watched, you can only give it like a review and what your thoughts are. You can't add any meat to it.
Okay. Well, if anyone is watching 88 films or whatever, even though I've only just watched the films, give me a shout. I'll still do it. I'll still do it. I'll still give it a go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What film set are you going to refer to that you was on?
What film? Do you think? Wow. I don't know. I'd have to watch it first. I don't know. What film do you think?
You've gone back to Normal Bloke. Just watch it. I'm saying about where was you when the production was going? You know what I mean? When I was there.
It don't matter. No. It don't matter about that because the reason it don't matter about that is because if you can't get the bloke that's been on the sets and been there and has got the one-off stories, then you're gonna have to make do.
Get the bloke that was watching on the TV screen.
You'll have to make do. You'll have to make do with what you got. You know. So I'll do it if you want.
No, what you do is. You find out what the film is, and then you go to somebody like Toby, who will give you tidbits, and you know that his information is gold sealed.
Well, that's true. If he would allow that, then yeah. Obviously, I'd always credit him and tell him anyway where the information come from, the stories.
But you need to go to people that you know is a trusted source.
Exactly. Yeah. The trusted source.
Not your own spin on things.
All right. Well, like I said, I'll give it. Hang on. Does this help? I'll do it for nothing.
Yeah, that's
now. If it's worth nothing, then fair enough. But I'll do it for nothing.
Yeah. but
That's
it's
fake.
costing them time and money to come and see you to hear you nothing. It's not.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah. And
Don't well,
if you say
listen. When I hear a film, I just did one recently with Jackie Chan on a documentary. But the
yes,
one I'm really looking forward to is the one I'm in the Hollywood made style one, which is Broken Rhythm, the new Bruce Lee documentary, which I'm featuring by Evelyn. That's a big production. That'll come out next
yeah.
year. Yeah.
Broken Rhythm. Good
Yeah.
name. I think that's quite good. That.
Really good. I saw the documentary, and I've got to say, Alan's. I've seen Bruce Lee documentaries plenty. A lot of them are talking heads. This one is good. It goes under. It goes deep. You know.
All right.
So
Okay. Well, that's interesting. And you're part of that, are you?
yes.
Oh, I love it. And I bet you didn't do it for nothing, did you? Anyway, right.
I'll tell you the truth. I went to New York to film one part of it, and I went to LA to film the other one.
Oh, so you got a couple of holidays out of it.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Brilliant. Now, do we know if Snake Alley's still there?
That's no, no, it won't be. What, you're going to go searching for a photograph? That'd be great if you could find one and bring it
Wouldn't
up.
it? Wouldn't it? Yeah.
Snake Alley. This did exist. It was quite a thing that a snake drink. You know, when you get a snake, in these countries, there's a variety of sort of things that we wouldn't find in Waitrose. But you can have a couple, and that was apparently quite sort of aphrodisiac-y. And then you got the
Right.
you know what's going through my head? This is like a movie.
Yes.
This is almost like an Enter the Dragon movie for me. I've flown to Taipei, met these things. I'm going down there tonight, but really, these women in the cages are all assassins. And when I open them up, I'm now sort of subdued under the influence of snake, and I'm going to start giving it all that. You know what I mean? That's in my head. But no, it never happened. It never happened. Funny as it sounds, it never happened.
Even you had to do the snake noise, right? It had to come out. It had to come out. Look, the truth is that's a mad story, but you are hoping that one thing leads to another, because if you take the snake venom and stuff like that, you're saying aphrodisiac. You think John Liu's then going to go, look, that bit's done. It's time for round two.
It's time for Cat 3.
So you know where I was heading with that, and I bet that's where John Liu was heading. That's why he was going for the underwear. He still had it on the cards.
No, it was a foregone thing after they closed it down. And John could see I was disappointed because it had been the topic on my mouth since I discovered it. Certainly Friday, you know what I mean? We were filming. We were in such a remote place. But even funnier, another funny story to tie into that. When I landed quite late at night, Toby at the airport, I was tired, and he took me to this hotel. Said, I'll pick you up in the morning. I've sort of gone in, he's paid for it. I've gone upstairs, I've gone in, and I've noticed there's 5 TV screens of porn, soft porn. I thought, what's he doing?
Okay.
What's he doing? Anyway, what's he doing? I was so tired, and I saw this, I thought, oh, God, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up in the morning, the TVs were off. And and Toby's come to pick me up, and I said, that's a bizarre night, Toby. Put him in the exit. It's the only place we could find at short notice, cheapest place probably. And there's a guy there called John Cole who's in the movie. He not lovely guy from New York. I still talk to him on Facebook, but he's a bit older than me. And he just said, where did you stay? Because I put me up in this room. I said it was just beaming with like softcore sex films. I said, I was so tired after the flight, I really didn't give it much movement. I thought, did you get the knock at the door? I said, no. I said, what was that? Because did you not get the blind hooker? I said, well, what about? Apparently there's a woman who comes down, she's blind, who comes in to see if he wants, extra shapes.
Fantastic. Did you just do a knock then? Just then?
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say, I hope you did, because if not, that was a real weird thing. Because I just heard a knock.
Yeah. There's nothing paranormal.
Okay, all right.
And he told me that this was a woman who come around and she was blind, which probably worked in my favour. You know what I mean? And I said no. I said, was I that much asleep? Because no. He goes, oh yeah. He's had to tell her to go. You know what I mean? I was like, did you now?
Yeah, right. Of course you did. That's your story. Yeah.
If she's blind, she's going to be using her hands a lot. You know, she can't do
No,
a
hold
visual.
on. No, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. I thought when you said blind, I thought that just meant that you didn't know what she looked like, as in you didn't get to choose. But you actually
No, she
mean
was
real.
blind. It's like a scene from a Chow Sing Chi film. You know that film when you get the blind, there's another woman who's blind.
Oh, right. Are you sure you got the story right, or do we need to ask Colt?
No, it's a fact.
No, but okay, but what that she's actually is can't see.
That's what he told me.
Well, that's good for her, isn't it? Though, because it don't. She can just do anything. But it's all good.
Yeah, mate.
She can still smell though.
Vision on.
But she can still smell. There's still other senses, right? And feel, right? So you know, ears, spots, stretch marks, that kind of thing. You know, there's a lot of that going on. I think I'd still get surfed out.
But I never got that. So this is some of the funny stories. I know we've gone off the track there, but
no, I love it. That's why now I know why it's called a knock-up shop or a knock-in shop or whatever they call it, right?
Yeah,
that's where it comes from.
Yeah,
the knock. So do you think? So you just didn't hear it because you were asleep? You think?
Armory.
Yeah. Do you think you just didn't hear it because you were asleep?
I don't think she probably come. I think so because I was so tired. I hadn't slept on the plane.
What a brilliant hotel!
And I got off there, and you go through. Yeah, I think I just slept there, and then I said to Toby, "Where did you put me?" Because it was a love hotel.
Oh, so it was real. Yeah, that's it then.
It was real. Yeah, that's a love hotel. Yeah, where you rent the room for an hour.
Just to get
and then
for
they
you,
send
it's just to
somebody
be a
up.
kid. Oh, mate.
For me,
Is
I
that
was
still
so
there? Do you
tired
think?
and jet lagged, so I didn't really. I doubt it. I mean, we're talking now 1997, 30 years ago, nearly.
Yeah. All right. There'll be other ones, though, wouldn't there?
I have no idea. It was quite an experience to be on for that trip. But let's move away from that then. Let's just have another quick chat. So you was gone there, you got on the camera. It was a good day. It was good. And I'm glad really because that means that will cement us a little bit when it comes out. And I believe it might go on Netflix.
Oh, really?
I said to Toby, the moment it comes out, I'm going to torrent down that and make a cover and put Steve on the front and see how many bits I can sell.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that'll. I'll be another.
I'll find one of your images. I'll find one of those images where you're going like that, and I'll cut it out and I'll say, yeah, you know what I mean? Just Toby, you know what I mean? And I'll put it at the counters. You seen this? You filmed Toby.
Yeah, exactly. And even if that's not what it's called, your version has to just be called Toby. Yeah, even if that ain't what they call it, don't matter. It's just got to be called Toby. Best title for a film ever.
No, that's what I call it. Oh, no. The title is just called Bits.
Bits, yeah.
This is what we referred to everything before. Got any bits?
It makes sense to us, yeah. Look, in case it never comes up again, I'd like to know how you get into a screening of The Big Boss with Raymond Chow in attendance, please. How does that happen?
It was arranged. I think it was arranged by Yuen Wah or the Bruce Lee Society over there, and it was in tying in with Bruce Lee's death.
Right.
July.
Mm-hmm.
And Raymond had been invited, as part of this thing, and he turned up.
Unbelievable.
And
brilliant.
By me, sitting by me, and so it wasn't like a go to Raymond's house and what do you want to watch, Rick? Got The Big Boss. Yeah, got the uncut print. Raymond. Don't want your rank video sleeve what I see there on the table.
Yeah.
I want the
real version.
That's it. I mean? And the one where it's around the table.
The table one, yeah, the new. Now. Yeah, that's the new one. Yeah.
That you know what I mean. I'd say, I bet if you was a nice fella, we'd go around, we'd find some B-rolls of that film, outtakes.
Yeah,
that I could use, you know.
All right. Okay, so that's quite good. That's an experience, isn't it? Watching it with Raymond Chow there. I like that. And how comes you took stuff? So you were hoping he was going to be there because you said you took some bits to get signed, yeah? So
For
you
a
had
few
a
people.
inkling. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah,
that's
for
good.
a time.
Have you? Did you? Did you? Have you kept that stuff that's been signed? You still got it or not?
And I sold a few bits to a few friends.
Mm.
I believe Paul's got one in his in his. I think I've got one or two left somewhere.
Mm.
I moved around a lot, so yeah, I'm not being very mindful of those signatures.
Well,
But
that's a
just
little bit
breaking
like.
news.
Oh, breaking news. Okay, go on.
Well, it isn't it? You know. So I'm talking with Yuen Wah on Monday.
Well, now does your computer work? Because look, I brought this up because can you see it or not?
No,
Why not? Well, right. Okay. Well, anyway,
my
it doesn't matter.
before we came on, my computer had some problems before I come on.
Yeah,
It's a piece of
that's
old
right.
shit.
We're lucky you're even
And I
here
think
because that.
there's been some issues with the mast here, so I think they may be messing around because you keep freezing.
Yeah, well, you've frozen a couple of times, but don't worry because every time you, yeah, that's it, exactly like that. That, by the way, I did think that was real for a minute.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah,
And you've
you
just
froze it.
frozen like,
Yeah, you
frozen like
see,
that.
that's what. Yeah, there you go. It happens, right? But
Sorry.
even though you can't see it, it's okay because I was prepared for this one because I don't know. I'm going to say I got lucky because this is one thing I tried to tell you when you said, "Oh, I can't get hold of you, this and the other." I did tell you day one. I'm not really a social media bloke. You're not going to be able to get hold of me. I'm not on here that regular. And I gave you my number. I warned you. This was a long time ago. You've probably forgotten now. So I did warn you. But the reason I know about this Yuen Wah thing isn't because I was on Facebook or wherever you posted it. It's because there's a WhatsApp group I'm on with Tarek and Rodney and Brendan. And Tarek
Oh
posted it
yeah,
on there.
let's go meet Jackie Chan group without telling anybody. Is that the group?
That, well, yes. That's the, well, not the group. Remember, there's only one bloke in that did that, you know. But anyway, he got the ump the last time when
Tarek.
he went, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the one. You see, this is the thing. What? Wait a minute. Before I go through this, what people I believe, I don't know for sure, are starting to appreciate with you coming on and having these nice open chats is they've started to appreciate your honesty, your candor. They love it. And maybe they don't all like it when they're on the receiving end. But the last one, people found very funny and amusing because almost anyone that came up on the screen got smashed by you. And it was just absolutely brilliant. Like I said, they're all laughing until their face comes up and then you say something about them. But people appreciate it because, as they say to me, he's a bit wild and he just don't care and says whatever he wants. And I said, well, that's what people appreciate. There's not enough
I've
genuine
got
real.
Tourette's. I've got Kung
Can't help it.
Fu Tourette's.
There you go. There you go. Right. So
As in the people played on the show I did. The TV show I did, that was like a Kung Fu Tourette's guy.
Right.
Which is on YouTube, I think. But no, just going back. So thanks to James Bennett, who met with. And the other one I'm getting is I'm trying to get his Mars. I could bring him on here and really boost your crowd up. I could just bring him on here and say, "This is it, you know, man. Let's do a chat with Mars." You'd love that, wouldn't you?
Of course, I would love it. 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely love that. But look, you've put here exciting news. You've put. I'm thrilled. You can obviously talk about this yourself, but you've already posted. I'm thrilled to announce next Monday I'll be hosting a Zoom call with legendary Yuen Wah, a true icon of Hong Kong cinema with career spanning decades. Yuen Wah is Hong Kong action director, action choreographer, stuntman, martial artist who appeared in over 160 films and more than 20 television series. From his early days as one of 7 Little Fortunes to his groundbreaking work with Shaw Brothers and Golden Harvest. Anyway. This, we've said here, this in-depth conversation will feature next issue of Eastern Heroes, right? After Jet Li, you've put. Yuen Wah will be taking. Okay, hang on. Thank you to his son. We'll be translating during the interview. Special shout out to James Bennett, aka the Meath Machine. Is that
I've got to keep for that. wanted to put James Bennett. James lives in LA. He's a friend of mine. He's got a very close friend with Jean-Claude Van Damme. But he got hold of him because they met in Hong Kong. And and I said, look, I said, you've got a very rich, not to him, but to his sister, your dad's got a very Bruce Lee's double. That'll be interesting. A few stories. But this guy's been in Shaw Brothers, Golden Harvest, Jackie Samo. He's been a villain. He's such a great character. I said that this will be a great interview for the magazine, and I'll record it and maybe even release the recording of us chatting together. You know,
Fantastic.
So it'll be a fantastic thing. And we've made him front cover. I do have a cover here, which I
do you?
I'm not putting up. I've got a cover that I've not used yet, but my mate Darren Wheeling come to me because I thought I've only got a budget to do this because I'm just doing so much. And my mate Darren come and he said, I'll do one. He's done a few covers for me, artwork, and he's done one for Yuen Wah, so we're ready with a cover.
Excellent.
And I think it'll be a big interview, and I think we'll touch upon some subjects, whether it's Coward Bastard, Eastern Condors, the film that changed, made my company name Eastern Heroes. You know, we'll touch a bit about Bruce, we'll talk about Jackie, we'll talk about Samo, but most importantly, we'll talk about him. He's a seven little fortune. He's everything.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But here's the better thing. Just recently, I've been offered a new venue for the Kung Fu Café. This is exclusive news. And it's going to be, they've offered it me as a freebie almost. And it's at the Romford Cinema. That's become a charity now. It's called the Lumia or something. It's got 8 screens. But they said we can have the foyer as our cap. And if we want to bring a guest in, we can screen a film. So the Kung Fu Café's going to get elevated. And I'm thinking next year, to see if Yuen Wah would like to come in, because I think he'd make a great guest and people would make that pilgrimage.
Bloody hell. Look, just hold on a second.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Ultimate Fight Clan Recording Studios, it's time for Ultimate News!
That's what happens, and when it's breaking news, there's a lot of ultimate news going on here. Rick, this is unbelievable. I mean, one thing, you know, we've got to go from one.
I said to his son, you've got Jackie, Samo, Yuen Bio. I look at Yuen Wah as the fourth Beatle.
The fourth Beatle, yes,
you know,
mate. It's true though.
And so, so I would like to bring him over next year.
That'd be brilliant. So it's going to start off with you're going to record it, but you won't necessarily put the recording out. It's going to be in the magazine. That's where it will debut. That's the debut of the interview.
If the video looks good like this, maybe I'll edit it up or get me to edit it and do that. I'm also going to see if he will sign some photographs that I can, with the first 25 issues, give away. Signed.
Lovely. That's nice. That's it. Yeah, you've already picked the pose that you want him to do, right? Yeah.
That's right. I would like to claw. I wanted to go Dragons Forever. Or Eastern Conference. Yeah, so this is exclusive. So new Kung Fu Café new coming up.
So Romford, yeah? Romford? Is that what you said? Romford, yeah?
It's good access. It's Romford. It's easy to get to. It's a sole shopping mall. So if you bring your girlfriends, there's plenty of other things they can walk off and look. It's like going to Westfields. Yeah,
that's a good point, right? If they don't want to hang around for the Kung bit, they can sod off and do some other crap.
And then before that, I'm going to be at the Fighting Spirits Festival. Are you going there this year, Steve?
Yeah, man, I'll go there. Yeah,
I'll be there for that. And also, I'll be at Rise of the Dragon. Are you going there this year again?
Now, I haven't booked that, but I think I'll still go though. Is it October?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I should be going there because what's his name's going there? You know, the Paul Dre protege's going. Gareth.
Is he really?
He is. Yes.
I think we should get some Paul Dre masks and wear them. You know what I mean? And walk around like that. You know what I mean? Holding a box in rares. I just got this from Kurdistan. It's a Jackie Chan standing.
Oh, brilliant. Well, good old Gareth, because I tell you what, all the digs that you do and whatever, which is all banter, all done in jest. one bloke, and it doesn't surprise me because he's a northern bloke or whatever. He has got a wicked sense of humor. One bloke that loved it was Gareth. He was all good with being called the portrait protege, which is why I brought it up again.
I think that's quite a compliment, really.
Well, especially after you.
I was winking and digging at Paul at the last Kung Fu Café about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I said you've got some competition. Make some trumped up charge so he can't buy anything. You know what I mean? Have him done. You know what I mean? And then when he's gone, go around the house and say, "Sorry, your son's in jail. We do house clearances. Do you want to get rid of your Jackie stuff?" You know?
Yeah, we'll take it for you. We'll solve that problem as well. Yeah, no problem. Oh,
yeah,
mate.
You know, so it's there. No, it'd be nice to see Gareth. I mean, look, you need people like Gareth and Paul out there.
That's it.
Because I'm not so much into the collecting. There's a whole
You just told me you sold your Raymond Chow signed bits.
You know, I'm not much into the collecting.
That's fair enough, though.
But you do it. But you need it there because, you know, like when you do a book or something, you need people to buy it. So, you know, I'm all for it. And Paul's a lovely guy.
Yeah,
he's actually in Wales right now. I've tried to learn to come down here. It's about an hour and 20 minutes away in an Airbnb with his family.
Oh, really? Oh,
but he ain't come down. Last time Paul come into my house, it cost him $1,000.
Yeah, well, that's what is it? It was a grand in cold blood. Is how you phrased it last time.
He got a good deal. He got a good deal.
Yeah,
but it was frightening for him. You know what I mean? As we laid the stuff out in the hallway.
I mean, look, it's kind of the dream. That's what you want.
I don't see Paul's collection because I think a third of it I've supplied it.
Brilliant, mate.
My own stuff.
It's brilliant. It's great stuff. Yeah. Okay. So Yuen Wah, that's exciting stuff, that, isn't it? And the Kung Fu Café moving to a new venue. This is all brilliant stuff. My main thing there is that you're not stopping it. You're carrying on. That's the main thing.
Not this, but it would be limited again. But I'd like to do it when there's a guest or something happening, so you can screen a film, or I see Toby and get something. You know what I mean? And there'd be like there's all the popcorn and that. And it's a nice foyer area there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to reestablish this, but on a higher level. You know,
right? Yeah.
Guests or something, or Q&As, things like that. We'll see. But for this week, it's back at the old, the old
traditional venue. And look, it's your birthday. Now, you mentioned it briefly earlier. It's actually your birthday today, yeah?
It's the day the 13th, yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Rick, and thanks for coming on your birthday. See, it was all meant to be. All this, I haven't been able to find you and stuff like that. I've been trying to get on. Listen, I didn't plan this, but it turns out it was meant to be that you came on your birthday. Thank you very much.
I think I'm a pensioner now.
Official?
I think they moved it forward to like 66, 67.
I think they have, yeah. I don't think that exists no more, mate. You've got to carry on. And you're carrying on regardless, right? Because the Kung Café is going from strength to strength, and you're going to do even more powers with it.
I've got to carry on. I've got no choice. You know what I mean? I've got no huge nest egg to fall back on. So.
No, I understand. Yeah, it's the same for me. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, there's no. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no putting my feet up on this one. But it should be good. I've said to you about it. I hope a few people come down. You know what I mean? With presents.
They should do.
Money to spend. It'd make my day a bit. Cover the petrol.
That's right. It's a long way for you to come. It's true.
Is your mum and dad coming?
Now, they're not. But that's because they're on holiday in Cornwall. I know. Terrible.
Wow.
It's just the timing.
They're a bit disappointed too.
They will be. They love coming. They definitely would come. And I said to them, keep that weekend free. But they went, oh man, they're on holiday for 2 weeks in Cornwall.
You can call them on the phone with a live stream on.
We could do that. We could definitely do that. Yeah, because Grant will be there as well. We can do that.
So
this is brilliant. So so that's good. That's on this Sunday coming. What date is it on this Sunday? 7th Sunday, 17th of August. Means I've got to get, I've got to get this out. You know what I mean? Straight away. See, that's why you tried to make me do it earlier. Give me time.
Mate, let's go raw.
We could do well. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check whether we're allowed to do raw.
No. It won't be the same without your little eye dents and
Yeah,
don't drop the quality now.
You see, that's funny, right? Because I remember last time I said that to you. Look, I'm just going to have to dash this one out raw, and you said to me, "No, don't drop the quality now." And that did, honestly, that meant a lot to me because I went, oh, you know what, I won't then, and I spent time on it again. So I won't do raw. I'll just put the time in. So yeah.
No. That was the selling in the shop where people come in. Said if it was subtitled or raw. That was it. Was it raw? Was it raw, mate? That was the income. Was it raw or was it sub?
Yeah, raw glass print. I remember that you told me that. You said, "Look at that, it's like glass."
John used it better. He went, "Well, so what's the quote, John?" He goes, "BBC One."
BBC One, yeah, broadcast quote, yeah. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, it's true. So we've got Yuen Wah coming up. That's it. Listen, are you what do you do? Let's have do a bit of behind the fourth wall stuff here, a bit of peek behind the curtain. I know you're an experienced guy and you've been around and whatnot, but you got to prepare for that. Are you just gonna go raw?
Yeah.
It's sometimes better. Just go raw.
It'll be like this. Thank you for coming on, to son. Thank you for coming on. Much appreciated. We probably haven't got the 2 days I would like to spend talking to you. So let's go straight to the meat and the highlights. And I want to start off talking about your early days in Peking Opera, because you was part of the Seven Little Fortunes. This is where you sort of bonded. And just as it being in a Peking Opera as a school, I've seen the movie, I've heard Jackie talk about it. What was your feelings like being in this school? So I'll go from that, I'll go to his early career work, I'll go why he wanted to be a stuntman. How lucky was he that when they were doing the Enter the Dragon, that his physique and hairstyle matched Bruce and he could do these things? I said, and when I watched that film, genuinely back in those days, we thought it was Bruce. We thought it was Bruce. We didn't know anybody in that movie other than you. We walked away knowing who Bolo was, and Jim Sachs and John Kelly, and we learned there's a villain called Han. As the times progressed, we've discovered that Jackie was on there. There's Lam Ching Ying. There's many different things there, stunt people. But you had several scenes in there. I think there's a scene where Bruce is doing the nunchakus, and they put a moustache on to make him look like another stuntman. But I said, you're immortalized because you do that wicked back kick with Bob Wall, and then you go over the things. And when we walked out the cinema, we remembered those scenes. We wouldn't have remembered you as a stunt in the back or doing this. But that scene, you've immortalized yourself. And I'll bring him right up to date to his last movie that I know of, which was Shang-Chi, the live-action comic with Michelle.
Oh, he's in that, is he? That, yeah, the Marvel.
You see in that. You see that's why you can interview him.
But I know. Wait though. I at least would have checked his filmography and what he'd last done. But listen,
we're going.
You know what? No, I'm proud of it, Rick. I'm proud of it. That I don't know he's in bloody Shang-Chi, bloody Rings, Marvel crap. That ain't my thing. Crap.
I thought it was a good film.
Anyway. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, I've not seen it.
We were going raw then. We were going raw, mate. You know what I mean? Without any notes.
Yeah. No research.
No research.
Yeah.
I should call them the interviews. No research interviews.
It's true. Yeah. No. It's good. That was good raw though. I mean, like you say, you've got a sort of a plan for it in your head of where you want it to go.
I've got to really touch upon the things that the general public will know, and so we're going to look at Instant Condors. And we're going to look at Dragons Forever, you know what I mean? Because that character almost overshone in both films, the stars he was around. That entrance for the cigar, that scene in Condors. You knew during Condors, when I watched it, I've never seen the film before, you knew that this was the guy that you've dreamt about in films, that you see all the way through the films doing nothing, and then he becomes, then at the end, suddenly he's the main guy, the villain.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
And you knew. You knew. And so, and I'd like to talk to him about his approach to work, his the foundation. And sadly, the picking up, I think, got defunct in 1969. But those people in it all went on to do well in movies. Some never got the X Factor like Jackie or Samo, and lesser Yuen Wah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Samo and Jackie are the ones that have come out of that. But then you've got to pay tribute to the people that have come out and have been a sort of a very staple diet of movies in that. And I think Yuen Wah, why I'd like him to come over is because I think he's got something for everybody. If you're if you're into stunts, if you're into Bruce Lee, if you want to talk about what's Jackie like or that, he covers everybody.
Right.
But what you've got to realize when people come in, you've got to make. It's like when William Sick come over, or people about Bruce Lee. It's great he did that. He's an established martial artist himself with a film career. Let's talk a bit about him. And I think
absolutely.
you've got to be very generous with these people. They know that they're recognised through not being the star of a film. I mean, look how good he is in Kung Fu Hustle.
That's when that's sort of like the resurgence of him. I remember, there were nothing for ages in Kung Fu Hustle. I was like, oh my God, that was what Stephen Chow did. He brought back Bruce Liang and Yuen Wah for me, So yeah, brilliant.
Yes, so we can have these time checks. So they've been there, and they always bring something to the film. I think you know what I mean. Their character always brings something to the film. So I just want to do an interview with him, and it will be raw. I just click on and I'll just go in.
Let's go.
But I want it to be seen through the way I see him, and I've watched his career rather than gleaning tidbits from the internet.
That would be better.
Quite good for that's quite good for the magazine. You go and do a bit, and you might do a filmography, and you might talk about. So I'm not very au fait with his TV series, but you feed somebody a nugget, and you hope that they will feed on from it and talk, and you're just going to
yeah. Hope so. Yeah, I mean, should do.
And he's still around. He's still quite good. You know what I mean? In his mid-70s now. He's still there. I don't think he's working so much. He's in Canada right now, and he can walk around the streets, and nobody would know him unless she was one of us.
Yeah.
Or Hong Kong. I do want to touch upon something as a bit of a bombshell, which is a subject we should really talk about, but we like controversy.
We do.
Comic Kung Fu Con, Carter Wong, James Pax.
Yeah, man, what's happening? Yeah, right. It's too late. I'm not editing it out. I'm not doing a saw on it. It's in. So is this real or not?
James reached out to me a few times in the past few years to come in, but he's not a big enough name. The actual movie is a great name, and he's got a cult following, but not for him. So he's probably reached out to Simon. He's reached out, and the moment I saw Wales go down, because the one he's doing is at a school in Elton. I mean, this is not a venue for a Comic Con. It's not central. It's not easy to get to. And I think that some poor sod has been sucked in and they've gone out and they're going to lose money because he said, we'll come in if we lose money. They won't lose money. There's a fee. You can't charge 200 quid for him and the Chinese guy for a photograph. We're not talking Cobra Kai, Mel Gibson prices here. And I think he wanted a bit more star treatment at Wales. And his normal table, £20 an autograph. And I think the management, and they said we left because of disrespect, but he's not a big enough name. Go down the street and say the name James Pax and see how many people say, oh, the guy was in Big Little China for a minute. Yeah. Earth, Wind and Fire. It changed demographics when Carter Wong was added to the mix.
100%.
And I thought, that's it. Carter doesn't speak great English as far as I know, but it changed demographics. But it still wasn't going to bring a load of people in. We love it.
No, I agree with that. It's still not a household name, yeah.
What about 40 people, me, you, Rodney, Brandon, the usual crew to have gone down there. And a few of us might have made the thing with a poster. they're not going to bring it. You need hundreds and hundreds of people to make this work.
Well,
And
you
you've
would
got a
know
very
that.
small,
Yeah.
you've got a very small group of people, and some of the guy from the Seas Vikings, they're saying it's still on. In fact, he messaged my mate Son yesterday, said, "Have you bought your ticket yet?" You know, but
Okay.
it's a shame because I would love it to happen. Love it
Yeah,
to happen.
of course. Yeah, I'm sure you would. Yeah.
But if who's come back to, they've just taken the venue down. Look, it's a school. This is not a venue. This is a we get as many people to Kung Fu Café, you know. Or
Yeah.
what should have happened? They should have rented a cinema. They should have shown Benjamin Little China and a Carter film and a
100%.
Q&A on stage and merchandise. That would have worked. You probably
Right.
get 150 people.
Yeah.
But the way it's gone about, there's just nothing. There's going to be sitting there signing. There's no what. Is there a Q&A? Is there anything that's going to happen? Not disrespecting Jenny who's done it, but they've not done a campaign that is entrusted because this Comic Con thing has been wanting to happen since 2020. Come to me, but you're not going to allow that. You're not going to allow money that I haven't got. It could be an additional guest if you've got like at the Welsh one where you've got many there, but to try and do it as your leading name and that and say Carter one, I'd have loved to have gone, but I wouldn't buy a ticket in advance. I'd go on the day, you know, because the German guy, he's already bought the package.
I know. I saw. Look, I'm the same as you. When we were chatting about it between us, I said to the boys, they'd given me an option to turn up on the day. I said, so I'll turn up on the day, not buying anything in advance. So that's it. That's what I would have done. Same as you. I would have turned up on the day just to see if it's actually on and it's happening and whatever. But yeah, I don't know. You've got some experience in putting on events and stuff. You're right.
You've got to really. You need, I don't know who the organizer is for this end. You need, what have they done before? They've got a history. Have they taken out some insurance? You know, and then you see the venue and think, and it's just 3 or 4 people that have not really got that sort of pulling power. They're part of a bigger audience of people. We've got Cynthia, we've got Scott, we've got this, we've got James Pax.
Yeah.
You know, it won't happen. That's my
No.
feeling.
The problem is, though, if they go mad with it and, like you say, really, really heavily promote it, get a big venue, as you say, merchandise,
I wanted to do a Zoom call with her and James Pax. I said, if I endorse it, it is good. You've got to convince me that you're turning up, whatever. I'm just hoping. And I want Carter Wong to say he's coming too. I said, because that's a help. Carter Wong as a help he's going to add, but he's not going to be. It's not like you got Sammo Hung coming with him, or Tony Jaa or Donnie Yen.
Correct.
It's for what, and Carter appeals to a certain audience of old school kung fu people.
Yeah, it's still cult following. Yeah.
And I said, but if you did a screening of Born Invincible,
yes, mate,
and that. I said, I think you go. And I tell them, I said, this has gone back the wrong way.
Definitely, yeah.
Wrong way. Because to bring those people in, a minimum of the whole, and flights and hotels, $15,000.
That's what you need, yeah?
The 10 grand minimum to get in. You're going to have hotels for a couple of days. You don't know they're going to bring in. That's even just coming economy. And then you're going to have the food. Where your money goes, where I found it, is entertaining them, taking them out for dinners, parking your car in London. I took Wong in sick for dinner. Me, I think Darnish, and his wife and him. We went to. He wanted Mexican. I ended up in the most expensive Mexican restaurant.
Right.
And the guy comes around and says, "Are you new to this? Blah blah blah. Let me pick a sampling menu for you." They had a bit of this, they were bringing up little bits, this and that, drink, we were chatting. Bill comes, 420 quid.
No. Oh my God, that's a nightmare for me, man. If I saw that, I'd be like, no. Terrible.
When we took it, when the other person said, I'll take it out for dinner, we went to a fish and chip shop cafe. 8 quid a portion.
Proper Ingers. That's it, that's better.
Yeah, you have some English food. Me, they've done that now. Let's go. Let's take Rick out to the clean. Let's go to the, the 5-star service butler. And I thought, God, that's all most of my profits just gone from the merchandise.
Jeez, of course, man. Bad,
So,
isn't
yeah,
it? That flipping heck. So
it was.
you know.
It was, and then you got the car park. You get up there in West End. It was like 30 quid a day, fuel, this, that. I had to pay damage because he had a nice car to drive him around to the airport. He was giving his fuel money in that.
Right. Yeah.
So and the venue and all this, it's not easy.
No. Like I say, you've got experience doing it.
And you're coming to London. There's nothing cheap in London. You want to go for dinner. You want to go to see the West End. You want to have a look around. So they needed somebody to be organised in this. They had a proven track record. And the only thing it would have collapsed on is if there'd have been a storm or a bomb at the airport or something, you know what I mean, where it was delayed. I mean, we had it with Sam with Gordon Liu. The day he was in town, we had one of the biggest snowfalls. People had bought tickets, but the trains weren't running.
Yeah. There you go. Simple as that. That's it.
There's no guarantees that something can't go wrong. With Chow, with most people, something goes. Even the best thought out situation can go wrong. But yeah, listen, I would love it to happen.
Of course, yeah.
Those posters signed by Carter would fetch good money on eBay. Cover your trip.
Oh.
But seriously, I wish you would come because I want to interview him for the magazine. Give him a cover. Carter Wong. You know what I mean? I did say there. I said what they should do is, and Giles might apply to this. If you come dressed as a bronzeman, free entry.
Good idea, though, Rick. It's true.
Gold up. Come in. Gold up.
Yeah.
18 blokes here with gold on. Sort them out.
It's got to be everything. It's got to be, you've got to have your piece out and everything. You can't mess about. It's full gold. You
need to make it attractive. You need to. If I do Yuen Wah, you know what I mean? I'm going to do I'm going to do probably dinner with a select few with Yuen Wah. You're going to make people. Why are you going to travel away to London? Spend all that money. Maybe you're spending 150, 200 quid. People won't mind that if they go back and say, "What a fucking great weekend!"
Yeah.
I got to shake with Yuen Wah because he's old. He ain't going to be around forever.
No, like you say, you get a photo, get something signed, then you're more than happy with it. That's it. That's all you need.
That's right. You can have your obligatory shot with him.
100%. I'd love it. Yeah. That throws at a perfect time. That did.
Might be good to wire you up, and you're doing the backflip, and you're working like this, and you're like mid-air, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I mean, I can do it without the wire, but if you want to take a picture, then
I said, well, it's Jack Black, but Steve's stumbling for him.
That's it. I get that one a lot. Yeah, that's the one, mate. Yeah, exactly.
That was his moment.
Look, I do think that's interesting about the Carter Wong thing. At the moment, it's still happening. That's what we think.
It hasn't been cancelled, but the Welsh one going down, which I thought was probably part of the making it all worthwhile, has gone down.
Yeah.
So for that one, they need to come out and be more vocal.
Agreed. Yeah.
We're doing a thing coming on there. This is going to happen. We're coming. Yeah,
it's like a secret at the moment. Yeah.
It's Carter Wong. Yes. You know what I mean? He's coming. We're coming. That might give us some credibility to it.
And it's true. He can Carter can do a quick vid, bang himself on Instagram saying, "Hi, it's Carter Wong here. Yeah, I'll see you in London, whatever."
No, Carter needs to be dubbed like his movies.
Even better, yeah. Then they can get him to say whatever they want. Then, yeah, good one. Yeah.
Come see me, Carter Wong. Come, bronze man, I await you.
There you go. Not bad, Rick. Pretty good.
like guillotines, I await you.
Yeah, definitely. No, it'd be great to see him. I mean, he has been once before at a Comic-Con, which I didn't see him there.
As a Halloween thing, you go with a cage with a head in it and a spinning saw and go, "Can't, what film?"
Good ones, yeah.
I've got to go in a minute to the shops because I've got to go get a couple of things in. We have
No
been
worries.
on for, we're now on 4. We feel it. It's been a fun one. We haven't really. We've had some breaking news. We've had some chastising.
Yeah, of
We've
course,
had
always.
some behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just happy that I've played some part in raising martial art movies back in the day.
Oh,
To
100%.
you know, that's all. Nowadays, you don't need people like me or anybody. You've got the internet, AI. You don't need it anymore.
Not the same.
But before the internet, it was me and Toby.
No, you bang on. Listen, you bang on. That's why I'm saying it ain't the same. In internet, you've got internet now. You don't need these people. Yes, you do. You need people that have been there and done that because that's.
There's a lot of false news out there.
Of course, yeah.
Take everything verbatim.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like Carter Wong. Anyway, maybe he is coming to Eltham.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying they're going to
I know
bet
you
it
ain't.
wrong.
You wish him all the best. So do I. I want him to come. I want to go there.
I really wanted to come. Contact me. Get in touch with me. Come forward. Do a live Zoom with me. And let's give credibility back that when people are going to buy this is actually going to take place. Don't leave it till the very end when you've got the money and saying we ain't coming and people are saying we need to get our money back.
Yeah, then it's let down. Yeah, exactly.
Because you'll never be able to do an event here again. Your name will be mud. Once you upset people, if you don't deliver, you can be a great person and deliver, but the one time you don't deliver, that's what they remember.
Yeah.
The first time you deliver a rubbish YouTube channel, it's over, mate. You may as well just fold it up and say, "Well, Steve's really gone down." That's what I'm saying. Do it raw, or you do the good job, which you normally do. And I have a lot of good feedback. Even Toby rates your channel, so.
Well, I appreciate that. Anyone that gives time.
So it's not how many people you've got; it's the quality of the guests. You know.
Yeah. Well, look at the guests I've got now. Brilliant. Love it.
I'm not quality, but at least I've been there through the last 40 years.
Oh, of course, it's
not
quality,
longer than
mate.
that. But today, I can honestly say I've been doing this Hong Kong stuff for 50 years. Because I wrote my first article in '75 for Kung Fu Monthly on the letters page.
Excellent.
Slating the Black Dragon avenges Bruce Lee's death or something with Ron Van Cleef. Saying the sound effects were rubbish.
One of the most important aspects of the films, mate. Rubbish sounds, rubbish film. Done. Simple as that. But you're right. Even back then.
Yeah. And I've seen Toby lay a track on a few films. Crouching Tiger, Ip Man. And when he puts those proper soundtracks on, it gives a whole new dimension to the film.
Of course, yeah. Bang on. Yeah, absolutely right. It's a very, very important thing.
This is going to be quite a one for you to end. So let's take a break. We'll resume this conversation on a different subject. Because there's a lot we haven't talked about yet.
I know, yeah, of course. Yeah, we had to jump on and do this one. Because we've got some breaking news.
We've had the YMCA days. We've had the YMCA days. We've had the drugging days.
There's more to come. I've got definitely.
There's a piece missing in the sandwich.
All right. Well, not for good, because we'll reveal all. We'll do the chats. And listen, you came on on your birthday, Rick. You came on your birthday. So look, happy birthday, genuinely. Fantastic. Brilliant to see you on your birthday. Never thought that was going to happen. And then we can celebrate it on Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'm just there in Wales on my own at the moment, aren't I? So. Anyway, I'm going to go to the shops now. And,
okay, mate. Thank you.
And I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on, Rick. And I'll see you next time. But obviously, I'll see you Sunday.
Let's end it in the way we do with the John Brennan. Oos.
Yes, mate. Lovely. Nice one, Rick. Thanks for coming
See
on.
you
I'll
later,
see you
mate.
on Sunday.
Sunday. All
Yeah.
right, mate. Take care.
See you later, mate. Nice one. Thanks.